There are games that we remember the score, there are games we remember the stakes, and then there are games that etched themselves into NBA history. Game 6 of the 2021 NBA Finals was one of those nights, not just because of what was won, a trophy, a title, a championship, but because of how it was won and who won it. This is the story of Giannis Antetokounmpo and the night that he gave the world 50 points for the NBA title. To understand the greatness of that night, you have to understand where Giannis came from, not just geographically, not just from Greece, but the real story. He wasn't born into privilege, into elite training camps, or 5-star academies. He was born into struggle. He was born into poverty. A Nigerian immigrant family in Saprola, one of Athens' most forgotten neighborhoods. He sold watches and CDs on the street to help his family eat. He shared basketball shoes with his brothers. There were days where he didn't know where the next meal was coming from, but he always knew where he was going. Forward. Basketball wasn't just a game for Giannis. It was a lifeline. It was a promise. It was a possibility.
With the 15th pick in the 2013 NBA Draft, the Milwaukee Bucks select Giannis Antetokounmpo from Athens, Greece. He last played for Fil Atletikos in Greece.
In 2013, the Milwaukee Bucks saw that possibility. They drafted him 15th overall, raw, skinny, unpolished, an unknown prospect from across the sea. Some analysts doubted that he would last in the league, but what they didn't see was the fire behind those eyes, the work ethic, the humility, the heart. Giannis didn't come to the NBA to survive. He came to conquer it. The city of Milwaukee had been waiting for a moment like this for 5 decades. Since 1971, when Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Oscar Robertson led the Bucks to their first and only championship, the franchise had wandered through the wilderness. They'd had good players, great moments, even glimpses of hope, but never this. When Giannis rose through the ranks, from rookie to all-star to MVP, the city began to believe again. Because he wasn't just great, he was theirs. He had chances to leave. He could have formed a super team. He could have chased easy rings, but he stayed. He chose Milwaukee, and in return, Milwaukee chose him back, completely, fiercely, and unconditionally. So in the summer of 2021, the Bucks found themselves in the finals, battling a Phoenix Suns team led by future Hall of Famer Chris Paul and a young star in Devin Booker. The Suns had gone up 2-0. The media was already ready to write the Bucks off, but Giannis wasn't done writing. He stormed back with 2 historic games, a 42-point performance in Game 2, a 41-point, 13-rebound, 6-assist gem in Game 3, the iconic block in Game 4.
Now Booker with Tucker on him, throws it up for Ayton. Block from Giannis.
The alley-oop from Jrue Holiday in Game 5. He was just building a legend before our eyes.
The drive, gets inside, leans in, knocked away and stolen by Holiday. Phoenix has to foul. And Antetokounmpo throws it down.
But all of this, it was just a prelude to what was coming next. Pfizer Forum was shaking. The Deer District outside was flooded with tens of thousands of fans. Milwaukee hadn't seen this kind of energy in generations. Game 6, a chance to win it all on their home soil. From the opening tip, Giannis didn't just look ready, he looked inevitable. He scored the Bucks' first points, he attacked the paint like it owed him something, he finished through contact, past double teams, over defenders, spin moves, Euro steps, turnaround jumpers. He was unguardable, a freight train in size 16 sneakers. But what made this night even more surreal were the free throws. All postseason long, the world mocked him at the line. Countdowns, memes, delays, everyone had an opinion, but not tonight. Tonight, he was calm, focused, and surgical. 17 of 19, that's not good for Giannis. That's elite for anybody. Every made free throw was a statement, not just to the Suns, not just to the crowd, but to the universe. He was unshakable, unbothered, and unbreakable. And the best part about it, he wasn't even done yet. He blocked 5 shots, 5 huge momentum-shifting rejections, one after the other. He erased Phoenix's hope like chalk off a board. He pulled down 14 rebounds, he guarded every position, he played like a man who simply refused to lose. The entire game, the Suns kept pushing, Devin Booker kept firing, Chris Paul tried to orchestrate, but every time they made a run, Giannis responded. Like gravity, like thunder, like destiny itself. And when he scored his 50th point late in the fourth quarter, the crowd erupted, not just in celebration, but in awe.
50 points. Only the 7th player in the history of the finals to have a 50-point game.
50 on the dot in a finals closeout game, the most since Bob Pettit in 1958. But this wasn't the 50s anymore. This was the era of the Greek Freak. When the clock hit 0, the emotion hit full blast. Tears, cheers, legacy, all cemented. Giannis collapsed into a chair. The weight of the moment, all those years of doubt, work, pain, and sacrifice poured out of him. He held the Larry O'Brien trophy in one arm, the finals MVP in the other. The image was forever iconic. And when they handed him the mic, he didn't gloat, he didn't boast, he told the truth, raw and real.
Obviously, I wanted to get the job done. But that's my stubborn side. Like, it's easy to go somewhere and go and win a championship with somebody else. It's easy. I could go. I don't want to put anybody in the spot, but I could go to a super team and just do my part and win a championship. Still won. But this is the hard way to do it, and this is the way I chose to do it. And we did.
That wasn't just a message. That was a mission statement for the league, for the fans, for the next generation of players. Giannis showed that greatness doesn't require shortcuts. It requires courage, loyalty, grit, and love. It requires being willing to fail publicly and still being able to come back stronger. He stayed, he built, and he believed. And that's why he was an NBA champion. Giannis didn't just win a ring that night. He didn't just earn a finals MVP. He became immortal. Because legacies aren't defined by stats alone. They're defined by moments. And Giannis gave us one of the greatest moments in the history of the game. Game 6 wasn't just basketball. It was poetry in motion. It was spirit. It was power. A love letter to the grind. A coronation for a king who never asked to be crowned. He just worked until he became one. So, please remember the date, July 20th, 2021. The night Milwaukee rose. The night the NBA was reminded that loyalty still wins. The night a boy from Greece conquered the basketball world. And the night he gave us all 50 points for the crown.
The best moment of the first time they called me in the Greek national team.